It was definitely a Monday Night Raw to remember with nothing but straight up chaos. Let's review it all right after the intro.
All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Virgil back here again for another episode of Raw Dog Monday Night. That's right. We are reviewing your Monday Night Raw for May 19th, 2025. Appreciate each and every last one of you that are tuning into this episode. Those of you that could not watch, and a special shout out to the host of this show, Coach. Coach is actually right now down in St. Louis, hoping not to be blown away by a tornado. So well wishes, Coach. I hope you do not get blown away by a tornado tonight, to say the least. But once again, guys, we are back here again. I wanted to make sure that we got an episode up for you of Raw Dog Monday Night. Appreciate each and every last one of you. So here we go. This Raw emanates from the Bond Secures Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina, and we wanted to make sure that we shout out South Kakalaki. I think this is R-Truth from South Carolina or North Carolina. I don't know. Somebody will correct me on it. Comment below if you guys know where R-Truth is from. Anyways, we start with the headlines for the night. As he prepares to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul this coming Saturday at WWE Saturday Night's main event, Jey Uso looks to gain some momentum heading into the bout as he collides with another one of his rivals, that is Bron Breakker, in a non-title match. Not only has Raw General Manager Adam Pearce hinted that Paul is in Greenville in a video posted to WWE's X page, but at the same time, y'all, Gunther asserted himself as next in line to receive a shot at Jay's title during a verbal confrontation between them last week. And then after that, Bron Breakker obviously blindsided Jay with an attack backstage later that night. So now Jey Uso, the right-hand man, is just me, Us. He got to get him. He got to get got. Bron Breakker got to get got tonight. We're also looking at the 2025 Women's Money in the Bank qualifier matches that will continue tonight as Kairi Sane makes her in-ring return for the first time since December 2nd of 2024 to face Rhea Ripley and Zoey Stark. Also, Roxanne Perez will square off against Natalya and Becky Lynch in a pair of triple threat matches. As we already know from Friday with Fritos, Alexa Bliss became the first woman to qualify for the June 9th match as she defeated Chelsea Green and Michin in a triple threat match on SmackDown. Also tonight, in tonight's show, we had Penta joining forces with AJ Styles for the first time ever to take on Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. You know, it's so crazy, y'all, because as much as I be believing that Judgment Day is on their last leg and they're about to die, they always find a way. Like it's like a roach that just won't die. Like the mug, they find a way to figure out another way to make another iteration of the Judgment Day. This is crazy. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. But Sheamus will also be returning to action tonight as he goes one-on-one with Grayson Waller after emerging victorious over Waller's A-Town Down Under stablemate Austin Theory 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we are live, and the show immediately starts with Logan Paul coming out. Paul welcomes everybody to Raw, then says it's a fact that he will dethrone Jey Uso as the World Heavyweight Champion at Saturday night's main event. He says Jey cannot handle the weight of being World Heavyweight Champion and has his eyes on everyone in WWE except for Logan Paul. Then after that, Gunther's music hits and he makes his way to the ring. He tells Paul that he seems confident that he can beat the guy who dethroned him as World Heavyweight Champion, and therefore he needs to know Paul is confident he can beat him too. He says people should show Paul more respect than they do. Gunther says that while things between Paul and Jey may be just business, but beating Jey is personal to him, and that makes him feel disrespected by Jey. He says Paul should ask Pat McAfee about that. And although McAfee showed heart in this match against him at Backlash, the same cannot be said for Paul. He says if he meets Paul inside the ring, he will eat him alive. Then after that, Gunther heads to the back, but Paul cuts him off and says he hasn't done talking to him. And then out of nowhere, Jey Uso sneaks up behind Paul and levels him with the super kick. He tells Paul it's a fact that he will see him on Saturday and tells Gunther he will see him in Phoenix on June 9th. Yeah, man. So that is your opening segment of Monday Night Raw this week. They're starting off by obviously showing the world heavyweight champion little to no respect. Obviously, I think everybody thinks that Jey Uso just can't handle the weight of being the world heavyweight champion and what comes with it. I mean, you literally are the main event of that show. You're the main event every single night on the road. People, fans, they come to see you. They come to yeet. They come to celebrate with you. And again, like I said, another decent promo cut by Logan Paul, and obviously Gunther wants his world heavyweight championship back. Again, all things considered, I do think that Logan Paul will lose to Jey Uso, and then I do think that Gunther will end up choking Jey Uso out after Jey Uso wins his match, and then they'll go from there. After this, then we head over to the video from earlier tonight showing Roxanne Perez signing a contract to become an official member of the Monday Night Raw roster. Good choice, Triple H. The Raw roster definitely needs a boost. It needs more women like Roxanne Perez, and she is going to make her presence felt. Like I said, she just reminds me of AJ Lee so much. I wish AJ Lee would come back and wrestle, because her versus Roxanne Perez, y'all, would be absolute money. Next we go to Penta and AJ Styles that make their way to the ring, and then after that, the Judgment Day follows. This is your first match of the night. Styles and McDonough begin with action. The bell rings and Styles fires off chops on McDonough. He follows it with a back body drop and looks to land a drop kick on him, but McDonough avoids it and runs the ropes. Styles interrupts McDonough with a drop kick and tags in Penta. Penta then lands a kick on McDonough's chest, then connects with a super kick, follows it with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He sends McDonough crashing out over the ring tops as Styles does the same to Balor, then flies over the top rope with Styles to level Balor and McDonough on the outside. Boy, if I wouldn't have known any better, I'd have thought Penta and AJ Styles been a tag team for years. They out here doing crazy moves. After this, we go to commercial break, and then Balor takes over in the match. We come back to him working over AJ Styles, and then Penta, and they go back and forth for a little while. And then, like I said, we come to the next big spot in the match where Penta and McDonough tag in, and Penta delivers a head scissors to McDonough. He flies off the middle rope to level Balor with a clothesline, but Balor tags in and ascends to the top rope. He looks to hit the coup de grace on Penta, but Penta avoids it and levels Balor with the enziguri. He wrenches back on Balor's arm, then catches him with a super kick and ascends to the top rope. Carlito then looks to interfere in the match, but Penta fights him off and rocks Balor with the enziguri. El Grande Americano appears in the crowd out of nowhere and rocks Penta with the headbutt from behind. Balor tosses Penta into the ring and delivers the coup de grace for the win, and the Judgment Day pick up their win tonight. The second win literally for Finn Balor, I believe, on the year. It's crazy. They have like a ticker on X where they're literally counting how many matches Finn Balor wins, because he just don't win a lot, man. He feel like he's always losing, but I do feel like Triple H eventually is going to invest in him and allow him to do a lot of winning. I don't know if it's world championship winning, but it might be intercontinental title winning. Him and Dom Mysterio might be fighting for that IC title by the time we roll into SummerSlam. Now, next match, we're looking at Becky Lynch, who then makes her way down to the ring. Natalya and Roxanne Perez follow after that, and we have the women's triple threat match for the Money in the Bank qualifier. So the bell rings and Lynch proposes an alliance to Perez so they can work together to beat down Natalya, which is actually refreshing to see Natalya back on TV. She's been doing stuff in NWA. She was in the NWA Cup. Um, and like I said, and she was doing different things like that. But it's great to see her back in WWE. It's great to see her being used. And Natty's making his name for herself outside of WWE. And I mean, she even attacked a fan this last past weekend, which was crazy. I don't know if you guys saw that, but check that out on X. That was nuts. Then we go from there. So Natalya catches the kick and trips Perez, but Lynch pulls Natalya out of the ring and sends her crashing into the barricade. Lynch looks to land the manhandle slam on Perez, but Perez counters into a pinfall. Lynch then kicks out, but Perez cinches in a submission on Lynch and transitions into a second pinfall. These guys go back and forth for a while before Natalya gets back into the ring. She sends Perez crashing into the mat and sends her out of the ring with a kick. But Lynch rocks Natalya with the back elbow. Perez then delivers a tope suicida to level both Natalya and Lynch on the outside. Lynch delivers a knee to Perez that sends her crashing out of the ring off the top rope, but Natalya rolls up Lynch. Lynch kicks out and hits a hair whip on Natalya, then rains down right hands on her and jams her knee into the back of her neck. So Lynch rocks Natalya with the right hand and connects with the suplex on it, then sends Natalya on the floor on the outside. Really, really like violent, eagerly violent match right there. Just the exchange between Natalya and Becky Lynch. They really went after it. But then Perez gets back into the action. Um, Lynch breaks the hold by grabbing the bottom rope, but Natalya keeps the sharpshooter, cinched in on Perez. Lynch breaks the hold and delivers the manhandle slam to Natalya, but Lyra Valkyria pulls Lynch out of the ring before anything else can happen and brawls with her on the outside. Lynch sends Valkyria crashing into the barricade and gets back in the ring, but Valkyria pulls her back out again. Perez takes advantage and connects with the pop rocks on Natalya for the win. Roxanne Perez wins the match and qualifies for the women's Money in the Bank. Love this. Love this movement of the young women making a name for themselves. We talked about it on yesterday's episode where, you know, Becky, Bailey, even my girl, Rhea Ripley, they don't need to be in the world title picture. They can have feuds that don't necessarily have to do anything with the championship, and it still means something. So yeah, I love the fact that that Lyra Valkyria is still going at it with Becky Lynch. It's on site every time them two see each other. And I love that Lyra got involved in this match. We will see another IC championship match between them, and I think it's gonna be good. And then we might see that at Women's Revolution, which is where I think the next big match between these two is going to happen. I originally planned that Bailey would make her return and be the one to go up against Becky Lynch at that pay-per-view, but it does look like it'll probably end up being Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Um, the next match, Sheamus makes his way to the ring. A-Town Down Under follows. And the bell rings and Waller ducks out of the ring. Sheamus chases him back inside, then sends him crashing into the corner. Waller wears down Sheamus, and the pair continue to go back and forth, with some really really good stuff. Um, the biggest part of the match came when Waller catches Sheamus with a rolling forearm and then lands the 10 beats of the Bowdrin on him. Sheamus intercepts one of the beats on him and sends him crashing into the ring apron. Waller becomes frustrated and looks to leave ringside, but Theory stops him. This opens the door for Sheamus to deliver the 10 beats of the Bowdrin on Waller as Theory chuckles before following it up with a bro kick for the win. And fella, let me tell you something. A-Town Down Under is having serious issues. Um, After this, we see Rhea Ripley making her way to the ring. Zoey Stark and Kairi Sane follow after that. And like I said, we have the match. The bell rings and Stark goes after Sane. Sane rolls up Stark, but Ripley breaks the fall. Ripley then levels Sane with a German suplex, but Stark rains down right hands on her. Ripley levels Stark, but Stark rocks Sane with a forearm. I mean, these triple threat matches were greatly done. I'd be very interested to see who was the producer of these triple threat matches, because these ladies triple threat matches did not disappoint. Rip Stark rocks Sane with the forearm. Sane delivers a hurricanrana to Ripley. Stark then flies off the top rope. And I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but when she landed, her knee, so your knee is supposed to land like this. Her knee landed like this. It was, and I mean, I can't show you with my hand really, but her knee landed. It's complete. That her knee is completely broken. There's no other way to put that. She flew off the top ropes. She grabbed onto her knee. Afterward, a signal for a legitimate injury was put up, and she was helped to the back by a medical official. Ripley and Sane continued to go back and forth in the ring, but Ripley cinches the Texas Cloverleaf on Sane. Sane escapes and sends Ripley and crashing into the middle turnbuckle. Then ascends to the top ropes and flies. Tries to hit that insane elbow, but Ripley catches her with a drop kick mid-air. But Sane lands a sliding forearm on Ripley in the corner. Looks to land the insane elbow on Ripley. Ripley gets her boots up, then exchanges forearms with Sane in the middle of the ring. Then she delivers a riptide to Sane for the win. Ouch. Yo, listen, let me tell y'all something. That looked painful. That looked so painful. Get well soon, Zoey Stark. I know she was ready to forge a path of her own. I don't know if she was supposed to win the match. I'm pretty sure Rhea Ripley probably was supposed to win the match, but still, ouch, ouch, ouch. That just looked painful. Straight up painful, y'all. Um, But yeah, Rhea Ripley qualifies, and then we move on from there. New Day then make their way out to the ring. Kofi Kingston says while he and Xavier Woods would love to defend the World Tag Team Championships, they haven't found worthy opponents yet. We then head backstage to see Finn Balor introduce Roxanne Perez to the rest of the Judgment Day in their clubhouse. And what is going on with this? Perez hands Dominic Mysterio a box of chicken nuggets and Carlito and some apples. But then Raquel Rodriguez immediately dismisses her and tells Balor that Liv Morgan will hear about Perez's visit. Balor responds by telling Rodriguez that he can't wait. So I guess we are seeing either the end of the Judgment Day or start of a new group. But if you kind of noticed, we've seen for a while now that Liv has been talking behind Finn's back. I mean, she was the one that egged Dom Mysterio on that he should be the one fighting for the Intercontinental Championship, not Finn Balor. He's the one that should be in these matches, in these qualifying matches. He should be fighting for titles, not Finn Balor. All she's done is support Dominic Mysterio this whole way and push him to the next level. However, Finn Balor still believes that he runs the Judgment Day, and like I said, and he should be the one in control. However, Dom is the longest tenured member of the Judgment Day. So it should technically be Dom Mysterio, but we will see what happens with that, especially since Liv Morgan has wrapped her movie and she will be on her way back soon. Back at ringside, Jey Uso makes his way down. Bron Breakker and Paul Heyman follow, and it's time for the match. The bell rings, and Jey fires off right hands on Breakker. He clotheslines Breakker over the top rope and out of the ring, then connects with the top rope suicider to level Breakker on the outside. Breakker takes a breather on the outside, then slides back into the ring to meet Jey and lands a boot on him. He wears down Jey with the side headlock. He then runs the ropes and levels him with the clothesline. He rains down right hands on Jey and glows before Jey looks to fly off the top rope. Breakker catches him and levels him with the slam, then fires us off stomps on him using the top rope for assistant. Jey rocks Breakker with an enziguri that sends him crashing out of the ring through the middle rope, then flies with the tope suicida. Breakker catches Jey and sends him crashing into both ring steps and announce desk, then flies off the ring apron to send Jey crashing into the announce desk once more. These guys go back and forth, and then Jey sees Breakker coming and knocks the chair out of his hand with a kick, then runs the ropes, looking to fly out the ring to level Breakker. Heyman then grabs Jey's ankle, but Jey stares down Heyman, and Seth Rollins appears out of nowhere and blindsides Jey from behind, causing a disqualification. So your World Heavyweight Champion does win this match via disqualification. After the match, Rollins and Breakker continue beating down Jey until Sami Zayn and CM Punk's music both hit, and they make their way to the ring to come to Jey's aid. Punk and Zayn clothesline Rollins and Breakker out of the ring before all four men begin to brawl with one another. Rollins and Breakker brawl with Zayn through the crowd, but Punk flies off the barricade to level Breakker and Rollins. Four men then continue brawling through the crowd, and Logan Paul once again shows up and delivers a knockout punch in the ring to Jay as the show goes off the air. And that is your closing for Monday Night Raw. Again, I do like that they are working with these guys and they have them, trying to figure out what they're going to do. This match between them, this tag team match that they're going to have between Rollins and Breakker versus Zayn and CM Punk is going to be money. It's going to be a great match. I am super excited to watch it. I think that, like I said, there's going to be a great time. Again, Saturday night's main event is this coming weekend. Excited for that. Don't miss that on Saturday. Tomorrow, don't forget to tune in as we do the NXT wrap up with who's next on NXT. So please don't miss that. And then, of course, we have the AEW recap show on Thursday. And then Friday, Fritos takes you through Friday Night SmackDown. Once again, I've been your host for tonight, Virgil. Make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. We have content coming all week long. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, too, that's watching these episodes. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you, guys. Until next time, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Keep those booking pencils sharp and keep on booking.